What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Chris and Jeris podcast. We're going to change up the name a little bit, and I'm going to have to get used to it, but that's my fault. Anyway, of course, today we got the real Ed Oliver, not that fake dude in Buffalo, as he likes to say. How you doing today, Ed?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Not too bad. How about you, Chris?
I'm all right.
That's Chris every week, or Jeris every week, is just all right. All right, cool. Well, before we get into the Washington football team stuff, I want to just ask you a little bit on your Locked On Wizards. Congrats on hosting that. How did that become a thing? Did you have to apply for it? Did they reach out to you? How did you become like a part of the network Locked On Wizards?
Yeah, appreciate it. So the guy who is the director of it, I've been doing Wizards content for 3 years, just like the football team. So he said he was watching me for 3 years. So, he hit me up, and then I applied. Well, he had me audition or just talk about it or whatever. And I think it was like 5 other people, and he liked me out of all the other people. So I was like, yeah, I'm down. I'll do it. So I never really heard. I heard a Locked On a little bit, but I just saw how big it is. Like it's legit. So, and it's coming up. We got the YouTube channel. We got 800 subscribers right now. We started a YouTube channel probably less than 2 months ago. So the season started. The Wizards are off to a hot start. Thank goodness for them, because the football team, man, the Wizards already doubled the win total, actually tripled the win total of the football team, and it's only been 10 games. So we got 7 wins, and the football team got 2 wins through 10 games. So that shows you what's going on.
Triple the wins. Yeah, that's crazy. How have they looked as they traded away that stat padding machine, Russell Westbrook? They added a bunch of pieces, and I know they're 7-3. So what do you think about this team so far?
It's a different era, man. It's a different energy. I mean, we got Montrezl Harrell out there hitting half-court shots, dunking on people. We got Bradley Beal playing defense. We got my guy Gafford getting double-doubles. Kuzma's playing good. When people leave the Lakers, they play a lot better. So, we got guys with chips on their shoulders, and no shade on Russ, but Russ went 1 for 13 the other night, and the Lakers look bad right now. I mean, they got a lot of injuries, but it looks like the Wizards, they definitely won. They're winning the trade right now so far. So, I mean, Wes Unseld Jr., he's a good coach. He's definitely an upgrade over Scotty Brooks.
I was going to ask you, how much credit do you give to Wes Unseld Jr. For this team start?
Man, you got to give him at least 70, 80%. To be honest, I mean, but the players they got are better. We got more depth. Denny's out there playing defense, night in and night out now. So, I mean, last year you had guys like Isak Bonga getting big minutes, and guys who are, kind of, no disrespect, like G League players starting for the Wizards, So they just got a better team. It's a better team. It's a different vibe. The chemistry is way better. They're all around. They're a better team.
Awesome. I like Bradley Beal, but I don't think that personally, at least I didn't think that he could be the best player on a championship team. What do you think? Do you think Bradley Beal can be the best player on a championship team? And how serious is this team?
Yeah, I ask every time I have a guest on Locked On Wizards. That's probably like my go-to question, because Bradley Beal, he's an interesting player, but to be a number one guy on a championship team is hard. I mean, there's only a few guys who are that. Giannis is probably one. He's won a championship obviously last year. LeBron is one. Kevin Durant is one. There's probably only 3 guys you can really say that's a number one guy on a championship team consistently. So Bradley Beal, to answer your question, no, it's not disrespectful to Brad. He's not, in my opinion, I don't think he's a number one on a championship team. I think he would be a number 2. Like Kyrie Irving is a number 2. Kyrie Irving is not a number 1, but he's still a great player. Same thing with James Harden. I don't think James Harden's a number 1. He's the kind of the sidekick to Kevin Durant right now. But like I said, it's not a knock on Brad. Brad's still a top 20 player in the league. He's an All NBA player. Hell of a scorer. He can go out there and win the scoring title if he wanted to. But absolutely, to be the number 1 option on a championship team, he's got to play better defensively, and he's got to get his teammates. I want to see him be able to set guys up, score, not just score, but actually get your teammates involved in the game too. And he's got to be better in the clutch.
Awesome. Well, hey, everybody go subscribe to Locked On Wizards if you haven't already. And, so that's awesome that you do that. But let's go ahead and hop into the Washington football team, because we're right here in the thick of this season. And, of course, right now we're 2-6 coming out of the bye week. I'll get both of your thoughts. What is your overall thoughts on this first half of the year?
It's been rough, man. It's been hard to watch, to be honest, man. There's some games where we definitely could have won. It's been rough. The defense has been disappointing. I mean, I was bullish on this team going into the year. I was like, you know what, we're gonna have, the defense is gonna show Chase Young is gonna make a leap. Talking about the sack record and whatnot, and the offense is going to be better. Curtis Samuel is going to play more than just a half of football. Gibson's going to be better. There's just so much expectation. ESPN, Mike Greenberg, Louis Riddick. People talking about, we're the biggest threat to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this year it looks like we're about to get the first pick of the draft right now. So I mean, and that's probably our best option right now is to get the first pick of the draft. To be honest with you, it's like. So it's been a huge disappointment. Ron Rivera has been a disappointment too. I can't let him off the hook. Jack Del Rio, Scott Turner, the whole coaching staff has been a disappointment. He is the GM. He's the general manager of the team. So all the moves he makes is on him. It's not on Martin Mayhew. It's not on Marty Herney. We know who the leader, the head of the snake is. It's really Ron Rivera. We know that. So it's been a huge disappointment, and I think we all can agree on that. It's been bad, up, down, defense, offense, special teams. From the kicker to the dang to the Sean Taylor ceremony. I mean, we can go on and on and on about everything that's been bad this season with the football, the allegations, the DEA. I mean, everything's just been terrible. It's been bad.
What about you, Chris?
Piggyback off what Ed said, it's been terrible. I mean, I would say it's frustrating because I feel like I really, really, really feel like there's nothing wrong with the offense. I think it's the play calling that's the problem. I'm of the mindset, a lot of people want to sit Heineke. I'll go this direction. A lot of people want to sit Heineke. Heineke is doing things that is annoying, but I can't give a real assessment on him because they're not allowing him to play the way he wants to. They're taking away what makes him him. And I believe that if they let him play like Heineke football, we wouldn't be 2-6 right now. I mean, he can overcome whatever how trash the defense is. The most frustrating part about this season is the defense, because to me, the offense didn't regress. Everybody on offense actually got better outside of Gibson. The whole offense is great. The weapons you see Dax Milne making plays. I didn't know Carter was this good of a receiving threat. You got Carter making plays, Dax Milne making plays. Humphreys, he pretty much good for a third and fifth. He's dependable on making the clutch play. So the offense, to me, I'm not mad at. It's the offensive coordinator that sucks, and Ron Rivera not making changes. But the defense has been the most frustrating to me because they regressed totally for whatever reason. They're supposed to be the bread and butter, and you're not.
Right.
So the most frustrating to me is the defense. The offense, I don't really have a problem with.
Yeah, I can agree with that because I didn't have expectations for this offense. I mean, we were going in with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's never been to the playoffs, and yet for some reason Mike Greenberg is saying, "Oh, Washington can win the Super Bowl." Okay, let's just get to the dance before we start talking about Super Bowl. Let's get to Week 1 for Greenberg, right? No, but the defense absolutely has been unbelievably bad. Like we're supposed to be top 5. Everybody had us ranked us in the top 3 of defenses going into this year. Like, I made a video, I think, can we have an all-time defense? Like, is this the kind of defense that we could potentially have? And it's been the worst third down defense, I think, in history. I mean, we're giving up like 55% on third down, and it could be third and a mile. And I don't feel good or comfortable. So, yeah, the defense has definitely been a huge disappointment. I'm not a big Heineke believer anymore. I wanted to see what he had over Ryan Fitzpatrick all day, every day, over Ryan Fitzpatrick. But I've personally seen enough. You can piggyback off that, Ed. Have you seen enough of Heineke?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Kyle Allen's not going to be better, to be honest with you. He's really not.
Exactly.
I don't know how he's dealing with the ankle. I mean, I feel like even in preseason, like he could barely move. He didn't look good. And I know it's preseason, but he didn't look good. He looked awful against the Ravens in the preseason game. Kyle Allen, we know he's limited. He's one of the reasons why Ron got fired. We were 3-13. We were one of the teams that beat the Panthers when Kyle Allen was starting. So Kyle Allen's not going to change anything. If Heineke goes out there on Sunday against the Bucs and has a bad game, then okay, you might want to move on. And I don't know if y'all heard the news. Sam Darnold's not going to play in 2 weeks from now for the Panthers, so PJ Walker is going to be the starter. So,
never mind. Let me not root for them.
So if that's a winnable game. That's probably one of the few winnable games I see on the season, other than maybe like the NFC East games, and that's about it. So. But Kyle Allen, I'm not really interested to see Kyle Allen. It is what it is. Ryan Fitzpatrick's not going to play. I think we should get that through our heads. He's not playing again. He's 39 years old, had a hip subluxation. I don't expect him to play a down again. But Kyle Allen, like I said, if Heineke goes in there and throws picks, the thing is Heineke's not throwing a whole bunch of picks. He's just like inaccurate and not. But like you said, Chris. They just got to let him be him. He's not good when he's in the pocket in an organized system. It's got to be playground. It's got to be NFL street. That's what you got to do. You got to run. I want to see him run some read option. I know he's little or whatever, but you got to run some design like they've been running Daniel Jones. Let Heineke run a little option or something like that. Let him do his thing. So he's not going to be sitting in the pocket and getting it done. So, but that's how I feel about the quarterback situation.
I didn't know PJ Walker was going to start. That's an interesting.
He
liked him for the Roughnecks when I think he was playing for the Houston Roughnecks in the XFL. He was interesting. All right, cool. Were you upset that we didn't make any moves, or did you think there was moves to be made, or were you okay? They kind of just stood pat and didn't move on from anybody or acquire anybody going into this year.
Well, yeah, the trade deadline, I knew, Ron wasn't going to make any moves. That's just kind of how he is. He's real conservative on that. He's not going to pull the trigger on a trade, really. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't expecting anything. Trading guys, Tim Settle, you probably could have put him on the trade block. Probably could have got a 6th or 7th. You look at Von Miller. Von Miller got 2 late-round picks. So Melvin Ingram got a 6th-round pick. Stephon Gilmore was a 6th-round pick. So it's like you're not going to get anything above 6th or 7th round. Brandon Sheriff, you want to deal with him. I think the NFL, they know because he's injury prone. He's not going to play a lot of games. That contract, franchise tag, he's basically going to be a rental. Who else? Deron Payne. He probably would have got us the most out of everybody. But even him, he probably would have only – if I was a GM of a different team, I wouldn't give up a 4th. The highest I would give up for Deron is probably a 4th if I'm a GM of a different team. And that's really it. We don't really have a lot of tradable guys. Some people were saying J.D. McKissick, but he's not going to get you anything. You might as well just keep J.D. because he's probably been the best running back so far on the roster so far. So I just didn't really see much to trade to be sellers. But I thought Ron, and then the 5 hours before the deadline, he's going to say Landon Collins is on the block when Landon Collins finally plays decent football. This is the best football he's played the whole year. Mm-hmm. So the last 2 years. So I think Ron kind of botched it. I think if he wanted to play Landon a linebacker a little bit earlier in the year and then pump up his trade value, then he could have did that way. But I think Ron botched it again. Him being the GM, I think he botched the trade deadline a little bit. What
about you, Chris?
Yeah, I wanted to make moves. I wanted Deron gone. I wanted Settle gone. Because from what I keep hearing, we're not going to pay Deron. I'm tired of losing great players for nothing. Brandon going to walk. Trent Williams basically walked for nothing. If Tim Settle about to walk for nothing. If Deron Payne walks for nothing, people need to be fired. Because I'm not about to continuously let players walk out this. To me, you can get a lot for Deron back. Get Deron out of here. My thing with Deron is I didn't want to trade Deron because I thought he was going to make that leap of being the best defensive tackle on his team. He didn't. You've been in the league 5 years. That's enough for me. 4 or 5 years. You're not, and then you regressed. So Deron needs to go. I'm done with Deron. Settle. You know how many contenders would have called for Settle? You can at least get some draft capital for Settle. Get Deron out of here. Then we can make something shake in this year's draft. Probably use some of that capital, trade up into some 3rd round, 2nd rounds, and get better value for what we need. But they didn't do that. I was not trading J.D. McKissick. I believe we need to re-sign him next year because he's too valuable to the team. Landon Collins, my thing with that was this. I think Landon requested a trade, but they kept it under grips. I think Landon requested a trade because we moved to the linebacker. We didn't come out and say nothing. Because you got all the other stuff surrounding the team. So it's probably like, you know what, we're not even going. Because Ron Rivera's an idiot, by the way, because he said he viewed. I'm not gonna go that in deep, but he said he viewed Landon Collins as a downhill linebacker. That means if you view him as a downhill linebacker, you played him at safety, but you viewed him as a downhill linebacker. Had you played him at linebacker, he would have been having an all-pro year, and teams would have been jumping on Landon. So that leads me to believe that Landon might have requested a trade behind closed doors, because now all of a sudden you kind of know nobody's not going to take that contract late in the season, and he only had a couple good games. So I think Landon probably requested a trade, but we just didn't say anything.
Interesting.
That's my theory on that.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I would love to have gotten rid of Landon for anything. If somebody would have taken that contract, you literally could have him. Like, that's cool. Because right now, Landon at linebacker is a top 5 paid linebacker in the league. Are we under any illusions that he's a top 5 linebacker in this league? Not to me. But I agree. He should have been a starter from day one at the linebacker spot because our linebackers suck. They're terrible. Like, John Bostic, honestly, they should be disqualified for holding a roster, or running a roster, for keeping him as the starter going into 2021. Like, that's insane that is what Ron Rivera thought was a good idea. And maybe Jack Del Rio thought was a good idea too. I don't know. Because it seems like Jack Del Rio kind of just wants to hand everything off to Ron. It's Ron Rivera. Like, Ron Rivera is the one that handles all those kind of things. So I don't know how much input he argues, but who knows? But anyway, yeah, I don't think there was anything there for the trade deadline that we missed out on, which, nothing came out that way. And in that case, and I completely hear you guys on the, or at least you, Ed, on other big names weren't going for anything. So why do we think that Tim Settle would bring in a third or something? Like, people are like, oh, trade Duran for 2 firsts. Yeah, okay. Like, somebody else has to give the 2 firsts in order for you to get. But anyway, so I completely agree. But somebody that we did add, we mentioned it briefly, is a new kicker. So Joey Sly is the new kicker, another Carolina Panther. Chris has some opinions on that, so I'll let you talk about it first, Chris. What should we have done at kicker?
Left Chris Blewett on the team.
That's the way I felt about it. Defender, the only one.
Because I just feel like Ron Rivera knew what his problem was, and he decided not to fix the problem. Ron Rivera's whole thing was, y'all want Dustin Hopkins gone? Okay, watch this. We're going to cut Dustin Hopkins, and we're going to sign Blewett. To spite y'all, really. I believe he did. To spite you guys. Blewett has the leg. He has the accuracy. The problem is he kicks it too freaking low. Ron Rivera knew that. He didn't try to even change that coming into games. But now you just cut him. He wanted to say, see, now look at Dustin Hopkins with the Chargers, but y'all want him to go. He wanted to have that excuse of scapegoat. To me, I don't care about the kicker right now because the season's over. You over here getting Joey Sly for what? What good? Do you believe he's going to have a Dustin Hopkins kind of a rebirth that he has with the Chargers? I don't care about the kicker. Kicker means nothing to me. All it means is you're just going to keep Sly going to get cut by the end of the season anyway.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera seriously thinks he's going to win when we're not going to win. I don't even think. What's the point of having this kicker? Oh, we're going to let's make another change at kicker. Let's bring in Sly. Sly was just cut. What's the difference? But that's just my thoughts on it.
He's a linebacker. Maybe we could play him at linebacker. He's huge.
He is.
What are your thoughts on that, Ed?
I like Sly. I like the Sly guy, man. This is an upgrade with last names for sure. Yeah, I like the Sly guy. For real. Of course, he's a Panther. That was an easy call right there. But Sly's upgrade. Blewett couldn't even get the ball over the guy's head, so he had to go. He shouldn't have been in the NFL in the first place. I mean, like I said, no disrespect. He's working at Home Depot before he got picked up. It is what it is on that part. But he shouldn't have been in the NFL.
All right, I'm starting to believe you actually want disrespect for that because you keep mentioning it every time you bring up Chris Blewett. He was at Home Depot. I'm sensing some disrespect. Or UPS, whatever it was.
No. Hey, no disrespect to my blue collar workers, man. They make the world go around. Especially UPS is holiday time, so I want my package to come in a good place. So shout out to the UPS workers, but. Blewett was awful, man. He shouldn't have been, like I said, he shouldn't be in the XFL either, to be honest with y'all. I think he's that bad. But Sly's, you look at Sly's numbers. He was 8 for 11 from 50 yards or more.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that was last year, and then he actually made a couple of 50-yard kicks with the Niners before he got released. They had their kicker Robbie Gould come back, so I did a little research. We're talking about kicker, but I did my research on what's his name, Sly, and Sly's numbers are okay. He's not great. He is gonna miss some kicks, so be prepared for that. But he's gonna get the ball over guys' heads, and that's what we're asking for right now.
The bare minimum, right?
The bare minimum, basically, yeah. So he's an upgrade over Blue. Anybody's upgrade over Blewett. Now, him and Dustin Hopkins, their numbers are somewhat similar. Hopkins did miss an extra point against the Eagles, and his game winner was a 26-yard field goal, which basically was basically a layup. But I'm not gonna go on Dustin Hopkins anymore. I'm happy he was released. He should have been cut last season. So Ron dropped the ball on that. He should have made a move on Dustin.
Or at least bring in competition. How do we have no competition? And yet Justin Tucker has competition. How is that a thing? But yeah, I totally agree. All right, well, we got 10 minutes left. Let's go ahead and hop in. So what is your opinion moving forward of the QB position of the future? Do you have a mindset of you want to draft a guy or do you want a vet going into next season?
So the ideal situation is for the Seahawks season to go bad and Russell Wilson requests a trade, or Aaron Rodgers to request a trade, or I don't give a crap. I would take Deshaun Watson in a heartbeat. I really would. I think we all know how this situation is going to end. I'm not going to get too much into the legalities, but we've seen situations like this with Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones and all these guys. But like I said, I'll move on from that. But if we don't get those three. I know a lot of people want Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan has looked decent this year, but he's older in a contract, so that's a Ron. I know, Chris, but you know how Ron thinks. Ron would love to bring in Matt Ryan. He would make a move like that. That's a fact.
Okay.
He's a little bit younger than Fitz, but Matt Ryan is definitely better than Fitzpatrick. That's not even a discussion. But I could see that happening. Matt Ryan coming in, but if we don't get the veteran options, like a Deshaun or a Russ or a Aaron. I would draft a quarterback, and whichever quarterback we draft, he needs to play day one. We don't need to bring in a stopgap. We don't need to bring in Trubisky. We don't need to bring in Tua. We don't need to bring in Teddy Bridgewater. We don't need to bring in Marcus Mariota, Tyrod Taylor. None of those guys. If whoever we draft in the first round, they need to play day one. They need to get as many reps as they can. They need to look at Justin Fields right now. He had a couple bad games. He got blown out by the Buccaneers. And you look at what he did last night. They need to get all the terrible plays out of their system, get all the picks out of their system. Learn from day one. Now, the draftable quarterbacks, I like Malik Willis, but I don't trust the offensive coordinator to build a system around him for him to be successful. It's going to have to be somewhat of a Lamar Jackson type of thing where you're going to have to get him running, moving around the pocket. I don't trust this system. I personally, I like Sam Howell. I think out of all the quarterbacks, I do like Matt Corral too. I like Kenny Pickett. But when I watch Sam Howell play, I feel like he would fit in this system and he would do well under Scott Turner. I would draft two quarterbacks. We drafted RG3 in the first round. We drafted Kirk with the third and the fourth round. Seriously. I would draft two quarterbacks. Okay. I would draft one in the first round, and I would draft one probably in the fourth. I wouldn't draft in the first three. I would draft one in the fourth or fifth round.
Well, we don't have a fifth, so it would have to
we don't have a fifth. Okay.
Well, we traded it for the great long snapper, Cameron Cheese.
Yeah, that was awful. Yeah, Ronald Red, the GM, shout out to him for that move. But I think we should draft two quarterbacks. I think we need to overhaul Heineke. I love Heineke, but I don't know if we should keep him. I know he's a free agent. Same thing with Kyle Allen.
No, we actually have a Heineke for one more year.
We do?
We gave him a 2 year. We gave him a 2 year, $8 million, yeah.
Okay, yeah. He can stay. It's whatever. But I would draft two quarterbacks.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So you said Sam Howell, Malik Willis, and Matt Corral are your top three right now?
I like Kenny Pickett. I actually have Kenny Pickett ahead for this team. Mm-hmm. I have Kenny Pickett ahead of Malik Willis because of the way our offense is set up, and Scott Turner's not going to be going anywhere. He's not going to be fired, so he's going to be here next year. So I would not be happy for Malik Willis as an individual come to the football team. So those are quarterbacks that I've seen so far. There was the guy from Wake Forest. I can't remember his name, but he was balling out. Yeah, he was balling out. And
Okay.
what round you guys think he's gonna be like in the 4th round? I would
He
probably
probably go. He probably stay. He's not going.
yeah
He's probably stay. He probably go
I haven't
back.
looked at him at all. I got a list of
yeah.
names here that I've looked into. Desmond Ritter, of course.
Oh, I
That's
forgot about
Chris's
him
guy.
too.
Sam Howell, Kenny Pickett, Carson Strong from Nevada, Matt Corral, and Malik Willis. Those are the guys that I have opinions on. And go ahead, Chris, give your opinion. Just to be straight, we don't really like Malik Willis on this channel. So, but Chris, go ahead and give your thoughts on Malik Willis.
I hate Malik Willis, bro. I've been watching these quarterbacks longer than Tim. I actually basically forced Tim to watch him. Malik Willis he's not a quarterback. After watching this Ole Miss game, this was the game where I was going to say, you know what? Let's see what he does. He did nothing. Almost all of his sacks was his fault. It's basic things to playing quarterback he doesn't know. I should not have to tell you to step up in the pocket. Why am I telling you that? I should have to tell you get rid of the ball. Why am I telling you that? Why do I have to tell you to run away from contact? He runs into it. He has a big arm, yes. Decent accuracy. Will he be a quarterback on the next level? No. Whenever he senses a little bit of pressure, that head tucks and he goes. It was on his second interception. A guy came in his face. The corner made a great play on the ball, but had Willis stuck in there and delivered the ball, the corner wouldn't be able to make the play. Then after that second interception, he was on the sideline smiling. That was it for me. And people say, oh, Liberty doesn't have a good team. No. Sam Howell doesn't have a good team, but he just beat number 9 ranked Wake Forest. And Malik Willis couldn't beat a hobbling Matt Corral and number 16 ranked Ole Miss. I look at things like that. Malik Willis is going to continue to fall down the boards. He's not a quarterback. He's a runner. He's built like a running back. I believe that he's in a Taysom Hill-like role, he'd be fine. But as a franchise quarterback, he has too much to learn. Too much. As far as for this team go, we need to draft a quarterback. I don't want Aaron Rodgers. Russell. I'm good. I'm good on those guys, especially now that Aaron Rodgers acting the way he's acting. Ron not gonna fly with that. I already know that. And then Russell Wilson, if they get Odell, why would he come here at that point? But the quarterback that I want us to draft is Ritter. I think it should go Ritter. If Ritter's off the board by then, how? If it's not those two, don't draft nobody. Because nobody else is worth another draft pick. I don't want Matt Corral because he's a hit away from being RG3. And we know what that was like. He's too small. Kenny Pickett, I don't think he fits our offense really. And he's not a franchise guy. To me, he's that Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr kind of tier. That's his ceiling. If you put the right pieces around him, he can get you to a Super Bowl. But you have to trust and believe that the front office is going to put those pieces around him. Do we truly believe that Ron Rivera is going to do what Sean McVay's doing with the Rams and part ways with picks? We've seen Ron Rivera not want to part ways with picks. So do we really trust Ron Rivera with that? So that's why Kenny Pickett was out for me. I think the two franchise quarterbacks in this draft is Ritter or Howell. Ritter should be number 1. Howell should be number 2. And Pickett will be 3 for me.
I got Desmond Ritter number 1 and Hal number 2 as well. I like Desmond Ritter. I think he's the full package that you would want: the size, the speed, the arm. Maybe a little bit of accuracy. I know people have talked about that for him, but I like Ritter as the best quarterback of this draft. I like Sam Howell. My comp for him, I think he could be like a Steve Young. Like, I think he's a Steve Young style. Like, he has the ability to run. He can also sling it, but he's like a right-handed Steve Young. So I do like Howell. I like Kenny Pickett. And I know that Roger Smith talks about his Whopper Jr. hands. He's got small hands, and they are small. If what I read on Google is an 8 1/4 inch. I have super tiny hands, and I'm like right under 8. So that means his hands are just a little bit bigger than mine. That's actually a little bit concerning.
Well, he wears 2 gloves.
That's right.
That's right.
He's Kenny 2 Glove instead of Teddy 2 Glove. It's gonna be Kenny 2 Glove. That'd be a great matchup. No, Carson Strong, to me, I think he would be the number 1 overall pick if this was 2008. I think he's Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford's style of a quarterback coming out of Boston College for Matt Ryan. I think he could actually be like one of the top tier picks if this was 12 years ago. Now in the dual quarterback age, he's going to fall down the boards. I'm not a big fan of Matt Corral. I think he runs first too much, and he's not fast enough to like overtake like the Kyler Murrays or the Lamar Jacksons of the world. And then Malik Willis, I have at the bottom of the list. I think he has way too many like bad habits right now, and I don't think he's fast enough. Similar to Matt Corral, I don't think he's fast enough like a Lamar, like a Kyler. I'm curious what his 40 is. His 40 could shut me up because if he runs like a sub 4.4, like a 4.3, like okay, like 4.35 or 4.38, that may shut me up a little bit. But I'm gonna hold out for that because I'm curious. But anyway, so all right, cool. So cool little QB discussion talks. Before we get going, I know you have to get going soon. Is the season over? Do you see any miracle run? And what is your record prediction before we run out of here?
Let me pull up the schedule. I mean, I really don't have to pull up the schedule to answer this question, but I just want to just take a quick look. Of course, my phone is taking forever to get to the app, but like I said, PJ Walker, and I'm not going to sleep on PJ Walker. PJ Walker is an athletic quarterback that can run around a little bit. He definitely would give us some numbers. Every quarterback we played has had a get right game against Teddy B, Jameis Winston, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what, Panthers. I hate to say this, but I think we're gonna win that game. I hate to predict to win anything right now, but I think we're gonna win that game.
I knocked on wood for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, Eagles. We're gonna win at least one of the Eagles games. So what's that? 4. So yeah 4 and 13.
We're not even going to get to Yuki's number 5 and 12. That's sad.
4 and 13. Maybe the Giants, because we played the Giants in the last game of the year. That might be a draft position game. Actually, the Giants are playing a little bit better right now, so I can't even say the Giants. You know what? Yeah, 4 and 13. 4 and 13.
4 and 13.
Yeah.
We can't split with the Cowboys. We can't give them an upset.
No, the Cowboys aren't even a good team, but nah, we're not gonna beat the Cowboys. No.
Fair enough. Let's see here. Let's see. I think I have like one maybe question. So Ron Rivera's talked about the 3 to 5 year rebuild now, so he kind of gave himself a little bit more time. Do you agree? And how close do you think this team really is from contending? And I know you got to get out of here after this one, so we'll end it with this.
Yeah, it does look like it feels like 3 years. Really, because if we draft a quarterback, Kenny Pickett or Sam, it's going to take 3 years for those guys. None of these guys are coming in and you look at Trevor Lawrence, he's struggling. You look at Zach Wilson, he's struggling. You look at Justin Fields, he's been up and down. You look at all these guys have been hyped up for a little bit, So even when Joe Burrow came in, this is year 2, so it took 2 years for them to get to where the Bengals are. So, it's going to take a long unless we get Aaron Rodgers or Russell or Deshaun or that's really it. That's really it. Yeah. So it is looking like a 3 to 5. But I don't know if Dan's going to give Ron that much time. I don't see Dan giving him that much time. I think if we go 5 and 12 next year, then that could be it for Ron. Really, and Marty and the Martys, all of them are going to be gone if we go 5 and 12 next year.
Yeah, I think that Martin Mayhew should be disqualified from GM position when he drafted a punter in his quote unquote best draft in the 5th round. I mean, at that point, you're done. You've lost all credibility. And yet somehow he was a GM for another 4 years, and you wonder why the Lions suck. But anyway. Thank you so much for coming on. It was a lot of fun, and thank you for taking time out of your day. Again, everybody, if you haven't gone and subscribed to the Locked On Wizards yet, him and E is
Dialante.
D. Is that what you...
Yeah, D. Yeah.
D. I couldn't remember the letter. Sorry, D. Him and D do a great job talking about the Wizards, and they're 7-3 right now, so a lot of excitement, and it was a lot of fun. So I'll hang out with the chat a little bit and talk to people, but thank you so much. I know you got to get out of here. And any last things to say? Anything other you want to shout out?
No, that's it, man. I mean, you guys are doing a great thing over here, man. You guys are getting up there. So, y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. Washington football team, hopefully we can be good before 3 to 5 years, but yeah, y'all keep doing y'all thing. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right, thanks.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Peace.
See it. What up, everybody? And so that was a fun discussion. Did you like that discussion there, Chris?
I mean, yeah.
It was a little short for you.
We
You
got
wanted
what,
more?
30 more minutes if you
We
want to
don't have
go.
to. We don't have. Wait, what?
I'm like, we can just do like half of the podcast now.
If you wanted to, or we could wait till tomorrow to do like all of our normal stuff. Like.
I mean, I don't. I mean, I feel like doing it. I mean, I'm not used to just staying on this. You know what
You
I
can
mean?
roll out too if you want to. I'll just hang out.
No,
and
I'm
chat.
saying I'm not used to just staying on for this little bit of time. So I'm used to
Oh,
being
so
on
you want to hang
longer.
out longer? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah, we could definitely hang out longer. Thanks everybody in the chat. What is everybody saying? Honestly, don't be surprised if Kirk is back in DC. I'd be very surprised. Redskins fan 10 was subbed to Ed for a while. Awesome, that's good news. Yeah, I mean he's got over 11,000 subs. So
I mean, but
really.
I don't know if you. Well, you should, but I don't know if you're going to stream that college game that I was telling you about.
I'm actually really considering it. It was UNC and Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun.
Do we really want to watch the Ravens and Dolphins
Not really, to be honest.
with Joby Jacoby Brissett versus Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, I think that it will be I think that's what we will do. That game starts at 7, right? Tomorrow? I mean, Thursday. I think it starts at 7. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do. We'll do the UNC versus Pittsburgh. 2 of the top quarterbacks. 2 of my top 3 quarterbacks coming out of this draft. Should be a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, we'll
one
definitely.
Can really overtake the other. I think if Kenny Pickett beats Howe, I think Kenny Pickett solidifies his spot in top 2. I think Kenny Pickett, no matter what he does after that game, you can take him out. He's top 2 in period.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I like Kenny Pickett, man. It's just the small hands. That's the one big problem.
I told you he reminds me of Big Ben.
Yeah, but Big Ben don't have that small hands. I mean, literally 8 1/4 inch
He
hands.
can sling it. It doesn't really matter, the hands.
Those are tiny hands, dude.
He be slinging it.
He does. I love it. Kenny Two Glove. Strong is the best deep ball passer in this draft. It's not even close, says Roger Smith. Wait for Archie Manning, the GOAT. I would love to have a Manning.
I don't care about Strong. I don't.
My thing with Strong is he's not that dual threat that the league is going to. And he's not even like really a dual threat at all. Like Kenny Pickett has a little bit of ability to move. Sam Howell has great ability to move. Matt Corral, Malik Willis obviously have great ability to move, and Desmond Ridder can all move outside of the pocket. Carson Strong is that guy that's the Matt Staffords, the Matt Ryans. He's much more of a pocket passer. You're going to have to go through the growing pains right out of the gate until he starts to be able to read the defense at a higher level. And I know that Roger Smith's talking about how strong his arm is, but to me, he's not Josh Allen strong, or he's not Pat Mahomes strong. Like, he's not
Ridder is
crazy
of that
strong.
caliber.
I wouldn't even put him in that caliber. I think he's a strong arm.
I'm like a touch down, but he's definitely has a rocket.
Yeah, he has a strong arm, and pretty much all these quarterbacks we're talking about have a pretty strong arm, but they're not the cannons that Josh Allen is, or the cannon that Pat Mahomes. Like, these guys are fall off your back foot 50 yards downfield with pressure on their feet kind of quarterback.
Triple Ridder got that.
Ridder has a good arm, but he's not that.
The thing with their offense, you're not going to see him throw the ball much, but when you do, he has a rocket.
Did he throw the flag on the hip check? I saw that a little bit. We were watching the game last night. That sucks. That's such a bad call. Bad.
The ranking's supposed to come out again today. I don't know if it came out already. The rankings for college football.
True.
I want to know who would be.
Cincinnati was number 2. I saw it actually.
No, I'm talking about like now. Like, it's a new ranking that comes out today.
Yeah, I think I saw it. And Cincinnati was back to number 2 because weren't they number 6 last week?
Yeah, I don't think we're at 2. I don't know where you seen that at.
I saw it somewhere. Yeah, Cincinnati's back at number 2. This was released November 7th, 2 days ago.
Yeah, but the day's November 9th.
Well, they don't update it. They only update it once a week.
Yeah, Tuesday, today. They update it every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. It's supposed to like come on and all that extra stuff.
Oh, interesting. Because right now they have him listed at number 2 at 9-0, right?
Yeah.
And then Georgia's 9-0, Alabama's 8-1, and Oklahoma's up to 9-0. So they're ranked 4th. So there's your top 4 now. And Mark Kearns was absolutely right with Notre Dame continuing to rise up the ranks, and that's Cincinnati's only ranked win. That helped them a lot to get back up to that number 2.
I don't know who compared him to Patrick Mahomes. That's a horrible comparison.
Who?
Ritter. That's not. They played nothing alike.
Oh, no. I would compare him more to like a Justin Herbert, right?
I compare him to a baby Josh Allen. I really can't put a finger on his player comp, so I just say Josh Allen because I never seen nobody play the way he does.
I feel like it's Justin Herbert because he doesn't run like he's a faster Justin Herbert, but he doesn't like run like outside the pocket as much. Like he's more of a pocket passer that has the ability to run like a Justin Herbert to me instead of a Josh Allen who's more on the move. Obviously, Josh Allen can throw from the pocket, but Josh Allen's at his best when he's on the move and making things happen with his legs. I don't think Josh Allen is quite the comparison personally, but Justin Herbert I think is a good comparison, and I think that's an awesome pick. That should be worthy of the top pick. And he's a faster Justin Herbert. Let me say that again, a much faster Justin Herbert. So it's fun. Carson is the most accurate quarterback in college, the quickest release. Check the record. You have to watch Nevada games. Yeah, I like Carson Strong. I do. I'm saying his comparison's more to Matt Ryan or Matt Stafford. And Matt Ryan's an MVP of the league.
I wish people stop looking at the accuracy. There's a lot of accurate quarterbacks that have been drafted that suck at the next level. I don't just care about your accuracy. I care about everything else about the game that's going to actually make you good in the NFL. Your accuracy really doesn't mean crap.
Yeah.
If you don't have the other things. And that's why I want Ritter, because he has everything. The only problem is he just need to be more consistent with his mechanics. The dude passed for 66% last year. Mm-hmm. That's phenomenal in the NFL. He's about 65% this year. But that tells me about him is his mechanics. He needs reps. Mm-hmm. He needs to build up the muscle memory. That's it. Outside of that, he's NFL ready, period. Because nothing for that, like Justin Fields last night, the reason why I said he was the best quarterback in this draft, because moments like that does not faze him. I can't teach a quarterback to just march down the field like that with poise. I can't teach you that. That's why I said Justin Fields the best. If Justin Fields had a better line, they have a way better record than what they have right now. But he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I like Justin Fields. I think he's number 2 behind Zach Wilson, and by the end of the when it's all said and done. But he obviously went to somehow a better situation than Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson went to the Jets, who are horrible, but so are the Bears. And Justin Fields, he hasn't had that great of a year so far, but he looked pretty decent last night.
Yeah, he's getting beat up, but he's starting to. You see when he gets the time, it's over. I'm trying to tell you, I know why I be talking about these quarterbacks.
Romeo Dubs, the receiver, and his tight end Coates. Oh, is that for the Nevada quarterback? Okay.
I don't care about Nevada. It's Nevada. And Carson Strong does not fit wrong there.
Yeah, Rattler, he's not even coming out right now, right?
No, he's about to transfer and come out next year.
Yeah, so he's not even an option this year. And I don't think he should be an option, period, to be honest.
Yeah, he has. He has Patrick Mahomes' arm talent, but he has Malik Willis brain.
That's funny. That's
and
funny.
I can't believe that people like him. I really can't.
True.
I'm not saying I don't like him as a person, but if you throw an interception and you smile on the sideline, what's funny about that?
True.
But I mean, Malik Willis is done. Done. I know Rico likes him. I think he's lost his mind. But
we'll have him on the channel again to talk about this later. That'd be fun. Maybe at the end of the year, sometime off season or something. That could be fun. All right, you want to do our weekly predictions today then?
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
All right.
I think this week is kind of weird, but it's all going to depend. One of these games are going to depend on if you choose one game differently. I'm gonna choose one game differently that nobody expects me to choose, and I'm gonna choose it.
Okay.
I just need to see because I think we probably gonna have the most. I think we're gonna have the same picks. I don't think because with these picks, You really don't have a chance to really go out on a limb like you usually do with these two. I looked over.
Fair enough. Oh, I didn't even go through all the right ones last week, but I know that you're now only down by 2. For
Should have
this
chose
one.
Denver. Should have chose Denver.
Yep. Both should have chose Denver. Screw the Cowboys. All right, let's go ahead and hop through this. 11th, we got Sam Howell versus Kenny Pickett. Yes, we're going to be watching that on the channel, so if you want to hang out with us, we're going to be checking that one out. I'll do the play-by-play for that game on Thursday at 7 p.m. All right, so we got the Thursday night game. Let's go, what is it, week 10? I'm +2. All right. Tim, Chris. All right, so game number 1. It's Ravens versus the Dolphins. I got the Ravens.
The Ravens.
All right, Baltimore. We got the Falcons versus the Cowboys. I will go with the Cowboys.
I'm gonna go Dallas. Let's go. That's a trap game for Dallas, though. It really is. That's a trap.
See,
game.
my problem with that is that it's not, because Atlanta already beat the Saints last week. Dallas is just coming off a loss. It's really a bounce back game for Dallas rather than a trap game. But hey, I'm rooting for it. I would love to see them lose.
Me too.
This is a tough one, actually. We got the Saints versus the Titans.
I got Tennessee.
Tennessee? I'm going to go Saints with Trevor Siemian. I'm going to go with it.
I hope we do win. Make spoil you mad.
Trevor Siemian going to win it. Browns versus the Patriots. I'm gonna go with the Browns, yeah.
I think McMahon gonna pull it off though.
Oh shoot, I wrote Browns or Patriots for you. Oops. All right, Browns. I fixed it. All right. Excuse me. We got the Bills versus the Jets. Bills just coming off the worst loss of the year.
It was surprising.
I feel
they lose to
bad
the Jets
for
and
those
the Jags
Jets.
back to back. I got the Bills.
Yeah, I feel bad for the Jets right now. Good night. They're gonna go off. Let's see. We got the Lions at Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
I'm with you. All right. We got Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Washington Football Team. I got the Bucs.
Give me Washington.
You going Washington? For real?
I'm going Washington.
Am I writing down Washington? I'm going Washington.
I want us to lose. I hope we lose. I'm picking us to win here, but I hope we lose on Sunday.
The Panthers versus the Cardinals.
The Cardinals going to destroy them with Colt McCoy.
Is McCoy still going to be playing?
I think so. They said Kyler was out like 1 or 2 weeks or something like that.
I got Cards as well. Minnesota Vikings versus the Chargers. This is a tough one.
Chargers.
Yeah, give me the Chargers also. All right. We got Philadelphia Eagles at Denver. This is interesting.
Philly at Denver. Denver.
I got the Philly. Give me the Eagles. Give me the Eagles. They're my dark horse to make the playoffs. I don't know. For some reason I'm falling in love with them, but I don't know why. Seattle at Green Bay. Russell Wilson, is he returning yet?
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't want
GB anyway. I'm going Green Bay either way.
I'll go Green Bay.
All right. I got the Chiefs versus the Raiders on Sunday night.
That's going to be interesting. That's a tough one. That's going to be a dog fight. I'm gonna go Raiders. Give me Oakland.
I'm taking KC.
Give me Oakland.
I think
I take Oakland.
Oakland. I'm gonna actually write Oakland too. All right, Monday Night Football. We got another NFC West matchup. The Rams versus the Niners.
They're gonna beat the crap out of Niners. They mad too. They're gonna kill the Niners badly. Rams big by 30.
I got Rams also. All right, so the different games today, we got the Chiefs versus the Raiders. We got the Eagles versus Denver. We got New Orleans versus Tennessee. So those are the three games. So Chris can take the lead back with a good week. For Chris, he has a chance to win, though be taking the lead. And for a reminder on everybody, the loser is going to have to take. Or wait, what did we say the thing was going to be? Did we change it or no?
No.
Or is it still right now? Is the shot of hot sauce?
Yeah.
The nasty hot sauce. All right. On stream at the end of the year, we're going to have to do the hot sauce.
And I'm on record. We beat Tampa. If we beat Tampa, we make the playoffs.
Ooh. Make the playoffs. Playoffs?
If,
Talking about playoffs?
if we beat Tampa, we're going to the playoffs. You heard it here first. Mark it down. Matter of fact, I'm going to clip this video. Also, I'm going to have this video on my delete. Because you know on iPhone, you can delete the video and recover it. So I'm going to delete it. But if we win, I'm going to recover it. I'm going to post it.
That's funny. Hey, awesome. Well, hey, everybody, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks again to Ed for coming on for the Tim and Jeris podcast. We're going to be switching up the name. I didn't even put it in there, but I did put Tim and Jeris.
Yeah.
But
I seen the thumbnail that you had. I was so mad, but Bible study was on. I was like, I need to hurry up and send them something, but I couldn't. I'm changing that whenever I get a chance to.
go for it. I don't care. I tried to like get a picture of you, and I was gonna do like a little bit of other stuff, but it was kept being blurry and whatnot. But hey, if you want to send it something else, that's fine with me. I don't care. And I will update it. So, but it was a lot of fun, and thanks everybody for being in here. And any last things you want to say, Chris?
Nah.
All right, so no podcast tomorrow, right?
I mean, that's up to you.
I may end up actually doing skins of the game tomorrow since we're going early on Thursday. I'm going to talk to my dad. Maybe we'll do that. Kind of a weird week. But, hey,
Yeah, you would do that.
Ed
That way
could
you don't have
not
to.
do a Wednesday. Oh, just for everybody. It was hilarious. So he does the Locked on Wizards thing that we talked about. And he literally, because he has to watch every Wizards game, the Wizards play every Wednesday until like January 10th or something like that. Like, so there was just no way that he could hang out with us on a Wednesday night. So, but thank you guys so much, Ed, for coming on and hanging out with us on this Tuesday. It was a lot of fun. And thanks, Chris, for coming on again. And until next time, see ya!